Alright guys, I'm going to give it to you clean and straight. Here's the deal. If Bitcoin is able to break out of this descending wedge, then it will be crucial in the short term if we want to see some higher prices, 11, 12, 13, even 14K. We're going to need to find some support along this wedge and stay above this 50 EMA. Wow, great to be back, guys. Thank you for joining me here on this Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. Today we're going to be following Bitcoin at a very crucial area. This is absolutely what we've been talking about for weeks now, in particular the past 2 days, and specifically yesterday's video. This is a crucial time. Is Bitcoin going to be able to hold support on this descending wedge? And as well, for you Litecoin fans, we're going to throw in some Litecoin TA into this as well. And for you other XRP fans, maybe we'll do a little video later. Guys, and before we jump into this, out of all the great response we've been getting over the last few days on these videos, all the great messages and everything we're trying to do here, I want to do something special, a little special. So, you might not have seen this before. It's kind of an idea I thought up. So at some point in this video, for 5 seconds, there will be shown an email, and that email will let you contact me. Now, if you contact me through that email, you will be entered to win, potentially what you might win is a nice, nice crypto reward, if you catch my drift. So guys, some point in this video, there will be 5 seconds on the screen. It might be hard to find, but that's kind of the point, because we don't want everyone finding this. 5 seconds of an email that if you email, everything will come clean, everything will come true after that. Just find that email. As well, guys, we have announced potentially that we're going to do some big giveaways in the future. It's going to be crazy. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment in the comments hashtag BTC gang or hashtag love me that BTC or even just hashtag BTC. It all works. It'll all automatically enroll you. Guys, let's jump into the meat and tomatoes of this video. I'm so excited. This is really what we've been waiting for. We have some crazy stuff going on Bitcoin's chart right here. This is pretty much this should get everyone going right here. So we had a crazy break from 73, 74 maybe to 10,000, an insane run, almost 30% in a day. It was absolutely bonkers. All of you guys, I'm sure, will remember that day for the rest of your lives. Now, we face a huge problem here, a huge opportunity, but potentially a huge problem, and that's what I want to jump into in this video, guys, because that's the thing with Bitcoin. Before we jump into the charts, I want to say this fundamental idea that my team and I have gathered through years and years of research. When big moves happen, that sets up the stage for bigger moves. To put it differently, when we trade sideways for a long time, it can be expected that we spend a fair amount of time still trading sideways. But when we have huge moves up, it can very much be expected that we potentially also have huge moves down or continued huge moves up. When things get crazy, they get crazy. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Basically, what I'm saying is when things really start to heat up, they don't go cold. They continue heating up, or they just stay the same heat and do some crazy stuff. So again, that's why I'm expecting this to get nuts. And guys, we can jump into the TA a little bit. So right now, let's just jump into it. Let's just get started. If we switch to the 4 hour, this is what I talked about previously. We do see a nice pattern. You can't really see it on the daily because there's not enough data. There hasn't been enough time, but we do see a clear pattern forming on the 4 hour chart here. You can see we have a low here, and then let me get rid of this line, but you can see that pattern there. We have a low, and then we have a higher low. This was the low right around 88, 89. And then we have another low right around 90.27, so about $200, almost more than that. So that is what is considered a low, and then a higher low. And then we have somewhat of a top here. We could consider this a high, and then a lower high, and then it looks like we put in a lower high. So 1, 2, 3, if you want to count this, consider that a top. It's a big wick. I like to start here, but again, either way, valid enough. So draw that real quick, try and get these lines looking good for you guys. Now look at that. So if we were to assume this pattern is valid, we don't have a lot of room left in this pattern. So, and I personally think that we're going to break out of it one way or another sooner than later. I don't think that we're going to be waiting around in this time. I don't think we're going to be waiting around. I think that things are going to get heated real quick. Things are going to get very uncontrollable, very uncomfortable. And that's everything you could ask for in crypto. Guys, I'll say one thing. I much prefer crazy price action in crypto over boring price action. Let me go back and give you a little example, and then we continue with the TA. And guys, don't forget, at the end of this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about some fan favorites, Litecoin. So guys, make sure for that, because we have some diabolical charts to get to in regards to that. So on Bitcoin's chart here, one thing we want to notice is that we're still above this 50 EMA, the blue line here. Look at that, here we are. And what we have is the 200, this purple line, and the 21 daily moving average kind of coalescing, kind of combining into a super power right here, right around the $8,700, $8,600 range. That's to be expected. We talked about this. If you've been in this channel for a while, you've come to pretty much expect this. That's one of the reasons we talk about these kind of things, so we can stay prepared and so that we can have you guys ready for when things like this happen. Guys, don't forget, if you find this information valuable, make sure to hit that like, subscribe. And guys, don't forget, some point in this video, I guess I won't spoil it. 5 seconds, that's all I'll say. Now, I do want to kind of take a big zoom out, because, over the last 2 or 3 videos, we've been kind of zoomed in a little bit. But I think sometimes we just got to zoom on out and take a look at the big one. We got to take a look at the big one. So what do we have here, guys? Look, so we had a descending triangle back in 2018. Everybody remembers this. This was the big bonanza. This was the big one right here, right? And, skip forward to try and find a similar pattern. Here we had a smaller descending pattern. Now, one thing you want to take notice is both of these patterns, upon completion, had substantial drops, okay? Had substantial drops, and very similar in terms of their percentage drops to the structure, the size of the actual descending triangle here. Very, very similar. So, for example, what I mean, look at that. That's about there, and then about there. See how similar that is? And then we have about that, and then we have the same exact sizes for each of these breakouts. So guys, this is nothing new. But now I think where this becomes important is this entire pattern has been playing out, of where we have descending triangles, breakdown, descending triangle, breakdown. However, why it's important to zoom out and look at the macro is this, because we are coming to a point in the cycle. Many people are calling this the accumulation phase. The what? The who? The accumulation phase. Many people are calling this the accumulation phase. And rightfully so, I agree with this. However, I think we are ready to break into a more bullish scenario. And some people are calling this a bear market. Some people are calling it a bull market. We have who's this, who's that? What are we going to call this? I'll tell you one thing. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. I think that within maybe the next 4 months max, we are going to see some massive turnaround in price, and it is going to really shock a lot of people. Again, guys, so if we zoom out, what these big bars here represent, this is the halvings. These are the halvings of Bitcoin. And you notice here, this halving afterwards, it's just a few months afterwards, about 4 months actually, had a massive increase. And what do we have here? Halving, and then about a few months, 3 or 4 or 5 months, another huge increase. So if we would take that and go a few months out of this halving, okay, take this and go a few months out of this halving, okay, that puts us in the summer to winter of 2020 coming up, and that is for massive price action. And guys, what I mean by that, what I mean by that is that things like this, you see $150,000 Bitcoin. So again, that may only be about a year or so away, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have crazy exciting price action before then. And again, all of you accumulators out there, you have got to consider your possibilities without a doubt, because 2021 comes around, guys. I don't want to be this guy, but you could say it could be 2021. You could say, man, I messed up. I didn't take this opportunity. And guys, I am just here to give you the data, but I just want to say it is worthy of your attention to pay attention and to make your decision carefully. And that's all I'll say. Guys, thank you so much for watching. But I know the video is not over because I said I would mention Litecoin. and I am a man of my word. I am clearly a man of my word. Thank you guys so much in the comments for all the nice comments. Wow, our community is just growing so strong, so big. But let's take a look at Litecoin real quick. Again, a lot of this, we can skip a lot of it because a lot of it's based on Bitcoin TA, so we don't have to spend a lot of time, but we are hovering above this 21 EMA right here. This is something you guys gotta pay attention to. And we're actually kind of wedged in between the 21 and the 50. Here's the 21. Here's the 50. Now, this is a big make or break moment. If Bitcoin decides to go down, if Bitcoin decides to dump, let's kind of zoom back here on my trusty chart here because for the sake of this Litecoin TA, we need to kind of zoom in for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to break down into this wedge again, guys, if that happens, we're in that uncharted territory again in terms of where we're going to go. Litecoin really on a deciding factor here. Is this going to break down further? Is this going to break down further? How far could we see Litecoin go down? Could we see Litecoin revisit the $30 range, potentially even the $40 range? Well, guys, my team and I are working hard to give you this data and give you the results, and we will report back, as always, for free on this channel. No Patreon, no affiliate links. And guys, I just thank you so much for the warm welcome. The community just doing great things, guys. Thanks so much. I hope everyone did well on the challenge, and I will see you in the next episode.